how separation or divorce affects children. Read on to explore how a separation or divorce affects children. A separation or divorce can affect all family members, depending on the circumstances. In many cases, it happens that divorce affects children in particular. Manipulation and lack of respect are the primary temptations that no couple should ever resort to. In fact, it is fundamental for both partners to be aware of the language they use to communicate with each other. They need to make sure they make the children's well-being the most important priority. Furthermore, feeling forced to choose sides is harmful to children's mental health. Even if you have to separate or divorce, you don't have to demonize each other. Instead, try to make the transition smooth and free of trauma. Changes for children after a separation or divorce. When one parent slips away, the whole family falls apart in one way or another. These changes are very noticeable and inevitable for children. It is difficult to explain to them the reasons why their parents are not together anymore. That is why one should focus on guaranteeing their physical, emotional and psychological well-being instead of focusing on explanations. To do this, you need to emphasize that both parents will always be there for the children, even if you are not together. Also, one must allude to the fact that there may be a likelihood of new family members being added to the family if sooner or later one decides to start a new romantic relationship in the future. Uncertainty. From a child's point of view, a separation or divorce can mean going from financial stability to a state of total uncertainty. It can also mean going from having a balanced and secure lifestyle to being surrounded by financial threats that can affect them emotionally. Nest building. Joint custody is one of the solutions that guarantees the physical attention that children need from both parents. However, there is also a risk that the children feel guilty that they do not belong in either home because they constantly have to move from one place to another. Many children have to change their routines, relationships and environment, which is hard. This can cause them to develop emotional detachment. Therefore, the healthiest solution is for the parents to move in and out, instead of the children having to go back and forth between the two homes. Divorce affects children. They experience fear, anxiety and stress. One of the most common reactions to the changes we've mentioned so far is fear. Children may be afraid of what is going to happen in the near future. Will my parents still love me? What should I do now? Will I see my friends again? These are some of the questions that may arise in the minds of children. Therefore, it can affect them emotionally if you don't help them overcome their fears. This is why it is essential to make sure that both parents will always be there for them. Even if both parents are there, it is normal for children to feel nervous to some extent. This is especially the case right after a breakup. On the other hand, the oldest child can be a great support and an important role model for younger siblings during a separation or divorce. This is because the oldest child can explain to the others what is going on. Siblings can help alleviate anxiety if they feel their parents are more focused on their own problems than on them. Changes in behavior. Because divorce affects children. Children may start behaving differently during a separation or divorce to try to get their parents' attention or to bring them closer together. They think if both parents agree on something, such as a punishment, they will start working on their problems. It is closely related to one of the most powerful, negative emotions that all humans experience: guilt. If children feel guilty about the breach, they may start behaving in a certain way to make up for it. They may even begin to engage in self-injurious behavior. All behavioral changes are defense mechanisms that children use to protect themselves from the pain they feel when separation or divorce affects children.